So how do we deal with the issue when, you've set up all the deliverability, email authentication, dedicated sending domain, you're not on blacklists, but then you notice that you're having some sort of deliverability issue with Gmail or Hotmail or Outlook. Usually if it is Hotmail and Outlook, it will be all the Microsoft domains. But what happens if you see that one of them is producing 10, 15% open rates or 8% open rates, anything under 20%, right? I mean, typically we like to see pretty high open rates, 30, 35%, 40%, depends on the client. But for email deliverability health, you want to have an open rate at a minimum of 20% and above, because when Gmail starts seeing that, when Outlook starts seeing that, they go, well, these people, so many people aren't opening your emails, they must not want to read them, you must be spam, right? So, and then when that happens, they start sending you to spam, and then it becomes this vicious cycle because your open rates get lower, and then they start sending more of your emails to spam. So if you see it's like, let's say Gmail, right? Then you have to start creating segments that isolate the Gmail account. And you also have to exclude the Gmail account from your normal segment. So let's have a look at this. We will go 180-day newsletter. So let's say this person was having issues with Gmail users and Hotmail and Outlook users. Then your normal segment that you use, if it's 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, 180-day, you want to change that. So if you're having a Gmail issue and a Hotmail and Outlook, then you want to go and doesn't end with at Gmail, and doesn't contain at Hotmail, and doesn't contain at Outlook. Why does this say doesn't end with and these say doesn't contain? It's because this one was specifically just gmail.com, where let's say this could have been at hotmail.com, it could have been at hotmail.co.uk, it could have been at hotmail.au. So it could be multiples of this, and same with Outlook, right? So first thing you want to do is the normal segment you send to is exclude these from that segment, right? Otherwise, this is just going to send to, 180 days worth of Gmail, Hotmail, and Outlook engaged profiles. And then the next thing you want to do is create specific ones that isolate Gmail and Hotmail Outlook users only. So if you look at this definition, it goes, it's the same 180 day, but it has to end with Gmail, right? And this one, it has to end with Hotmail or Outlook. But what you really want to do, we have multiple ones set up. And that's because if you've been sending to 180 days to everybody, and everybody's opening them up except for Gmail and Hotmail, that means you have to get tighter on the engagement time frame that you're sending to Gmail and Hotmail, right? So you may want to drop down to 45 days. I would probably start there. I'd probably at least half the time frame, but it can get as low. You can even have to get down to 10 days engaged, right? Especially for like Hotmail, Outlook, Microsoft, they can be very, very strict. And so you just, for the Gmail and Hotmail users, you're now saying, we actually only want to send to Gmail users who opened in the last 45 days or the last 20 days or the last 10 days, right? Then you want to start using this in your segments. So when you go send to, you'll put in this one, 180 days, excluding the Gmail and Hotmail, because everybody else is opening it fine, it's above 20%. But because these ones, Hotmail, Outlook, and Gmail, are like 10%, then you say the emails that go to these email domains, I only want people who've interacted in the past 45 days. So what you're doing is you're going to be raising that 10% open rate up to 15, 20%, because you're not sending to such a broad list of Hotmail, Outlook, and Gmail users. Now, what happens is you start including these 1, 2, and then sending to this one 3, all in the same email. and then you're going to track the open rates after 5-7 days, just to give people time to open up. Now, if you see that the Gmail, and let's say the Gmail users, it's gone from 8% to 15% open rate, then you're going to say, all right, we have to make this tighter. Let's change this from 45 days down to 20 days, and then continue to do that for another week. But let's say you were sending to these, but then the Hotmail and Outlook users, it actually went from maybe 15%, and then it's gone up to 25-30%. And you go, cool, maybe we keep sending to them for another week, but then let's open this up and let's do it to 90-day users, right? So the goal is to raise the open rate, and then when it's looking nice and healthy, I would aim for 30%. Keep it there for like 5 days, 7 days, and then go, let's open up that time frame. Let's go from 45 to 90. And then once you go to 90, you probably see it drop. It may drop to like 21% or 25%. Wait for it to go back up to 30%. And then you go, okay, now we can then take this back to 180 days. So really just trying to raise that open rate, making sure it's steady and high, and then opening up that engagement rate once again. And then eventually you are then sending to, whatever it is, 30, 60, 90, 100 day, 120 day engaged Hotmail, Outlook, Gmail, and you're able to then get in the inbox for a lot more contacts than you were previously. And pretty much what's happening is because your open rate has been rising and it's in this healthy range, then these email domains are going to start going, oh, okay, they're not spam. People are opening the emails. Let's take them out of the spam junk folder, start placing them back in the inbox again. And that's what's raising your open rates.